This is Nan McKay, and I would like to introduce you today to Robin Shear. Robin founded Joy to the World Coaching to help her clients think optimistically and define and incorporate joy into all aspects of their lives. Then she encourages them to share their joy with the world. And she especially loves helping parents and kids know each other better, which is really necessary. And talk about that tough stuff that they have to talk about and maybe even have more fun together. So welcome, Robin.
Thank you so much, Nan. I'm so happy to be here with you today.
Well, tell me about the creation of Joy to the World Coaching. Tell me a little bit more about it. What prompted you to start the business? That kind of thing.
Honestly, I was hearing from so many people that I should consider coaching, that I had been doing it unofficially in all of my previous callings, and I should just get paid for it. And I thought, gosh, I don't know anyone who's a coach. I've never been coached, but I'll check it out. I have so much respect for following people's wisdom. And as soon as I looked into it and I realized, I could help people to live more full, more exciting lives that have meaning and joy. I was so excited to do that and, to meet people where they are and let's be honest, to get paid for doing something that makes me feel good. It's a good fit for gifts.
Well, where were you before and how did you transition over?
Yeah, I served in a few different capacities and I thought that each capacity would be the thing that I would retire from because I loved serving so much. And so I went to college for nutrition and dietetics and did a whole lot of fun stuff with that, taught at the college level, helped with some books, ended up working at a doctor's office and working with mostly young people who had really devastating eating disorders. And my heart just broke for them. And, these were wonderful people who didn't know how joy made a difference in life. And yet that was the piece that made the difference. It wasn't so much about the food, it was about the hope and recovery, what was waiting on the other side. And so that was how I started my career. And then while I was serving there, our church asked if my husband and I wanted to be volunteer youth group leaders. And we were like, what are we going to do with a bunch of middle school kids? I guess, we'll serve for a year and let you find somebody. Well, we fell in love with it and we volunteered for 8 years. And the program grew so big that they had to hire a full-time youth director at the church. So I closed my nutrition practice and became the staff youth director for another 7 years. And so, we started with a small group of fourth graders and over time ended up on the top of a volcano in Nicaragua on our first international teen mission trip. I never could have predicted. So yeah, it was amazing. And so then when that was kind of coming to a close, I didn't really know what was next. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to play. I'm just going to have some fun for a couple of years until I know what my next calling is. And so for a couple of years, I served senior citizens at a couple of different facilities as the activity director. And we went on mystery trips and packed out the exercise class and brought in comedians and just had a ball living life. And that was when I really felt like, okay, joy is this common denominator and all of that, let's make it official. And so here I am.
That's really interesting. A few years ago, quite a few years ago, I managed an elderly high-rise for 3 years. In fact, I'm responsible for the construction of it and the management. So I know exactly what you're saying. People are so appreciative, especially seniors like that. And they're not ready to give up and they're not ready to sit in their apartments. So many of them are still vibrant and they want something to do.
Oh, so true. I found that the teenagers that I worked with and the seniors were so similar. They wanted fun and family and food and adventure. It was just on a different scale. We had so much fun. There were so many times I remember laughing until our sides hurt and tears were rolling down our cheeks. And in fact, when I first got my first job, there was a small exercise class that had been going on for a while. And I took that over and just kind of maintained what they were used to. And then I started adding music and storytelling and changed up the routines. And pretty soon I was teaching kickboxing and YMCA dance routines, and the room was packed.